Hey guys, Coach Tori here with iFox Fitness, and I'm so proud to bring Ashley on today. She is my Foxy lady who is graduating the Foxy Days Lifestyle Academy, and she has lost 5.5 pounds and several inches all over her body while strengthening her body and most importantly her mindset. She is a mom and a law enforcement wife, and I am so proud of her to share her story with you guys. Because it's been such an amazing journey, and I am so honored to be her coach. So we're going to wait for her to pop on here in just a minute. So as you're coming on the replay, #replay squad, and where you're watching from, I always like to see where you guys watch from. Because I like to see, who is local and who is watching from far away, because sometimes we get people on here and they're like in other countries, and like, how amazing is that? So let me go ahead and make sure Ashley is going to join. All right, Ashley. So we are going to just start off, let's introduce yourself a little bit, tell people about yourself and, where you were before and where you are now.
Well, my name is Ashley. Sorry. I am a part-time worker, full-time mom to 3 beautiful babies. I've been married to my husband for 6 years. When I started this program, I was a very, very self-hating person. I didn't like myself at all. I actually hated myself, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel confident in myself to do anything other than just survive. I thought that my kids deserved better. My husband deserved better. There was no self-love there at all. There was nothing but darkness and, just a self-induced prison that I was stuck in for years. And now, I love myself. I have confidence in myself. I'm happy. I want to hang out with people. I want to play with my kids. I have the energy to play with my babies. My marriage is better than it's been in probably ever. So,
yeah.
It's a complete 180. It's just a whole new life.
I'm so proud
it's beautiful.
of you. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. So that was kind of like you came out of a dark place, and now you are again, a complete 180. So what would you say was that moment for you that was like, you know what, I've had enough and I have to do something? What do you feel like made you make that leap?
So a lot of it was build up. The last little while, my oldest is 11, and she was catching on. She knew something was wrong. And I just, sorry, I might cry already.
Oh, it's okay.
But, it was affecting her, and that wasn't fair to her at all. And then there was a few days where I just wanted to die. I did. I thought my kids just needed somebody else. So I found you at the right time, and I never thought that I would get out of that, and I did. So
I'm so glad that we found each other.
yeah.
I really am, because you deserve that. And I know the backstory, and you don't have to go into that, but you are a strong woman, and I know that was the most important thing for you is to share that with your daughter and the rest of your kids and your husband. And I'm gonna cry now too. And that's that's the most beautiful part about my job with women, is just that I can see women who deserve more, who know they deserve more, but they just don't know how to get there, right? It's all about that path and discovering how to sift through life's struggles and battles and past traumas, and just this life that you have now. It's completely different from somebody who might not be a law enforcement wife, and we go through a lot as it is with that. And to be doing your own thing, trying to have a job on the side, trying to have your own dreams, trying to be at your best. When we first become a mom, it's very it just kind of like halts you, you know, like you have to put yourself on hold, and then your life is kind of revolving around other people. And so I think what you've really done here, Ashley, is found yourself again.
Yeah.
You found yourself again
Yep.
amidst all of that. And it's such a beautiful thing to have seen you grown into who you kind of like always wanted to be. And despite like even you know, what other people might be saying, but really just focusing on you and like what you want to cultivate for your life and for your family. So
Yep. Exactly.
yes. So beautiful. So now that you've kind of bloomed into that, how has that really affected, you know, how you are as a mom, how you are as a wife? I remember you talking about, you know, some of the aspects that we've shifted with you, with your mindset and your daily routine, and how that's affected like even your kids and how they move throughout their day, and your husband too. Like how's that affected things?
You know, everybody's happier, to be honest. You know, I'm excited to get up every day, get my butt out of bed, and
Yeah.
start the day. You know, I have the energy to run with my kids. I mean, my youngest is a little firecracker, so I got to keep up with
He's
him,
so
but
cute.
he is. So, you know, I just like I'm happy. Like I have the energy, the motivation to get up, do things with them, play with them. You know, I love myself, so I know that um like I deserve my husband, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
just, you know, I things have been so much better with him because I'm not just stuck in this place where I'm like, oh well, you know, he deserves someone better than me, so I'm just going to kind of sit aside.
Right. And
So
that's like that's not a good place to be as a wife,
yeah.
because you know, you marry that person for a reason and love is there. But then, you know, when you kind of lose yourself in the process, which happens, I don't think a lot of people talk about that. There's like this insecurity within us that builds and it builds, and like we sweep it under the rug. We try to live with a mask on. And I know this because I've lived it myself. Like I've told you my story.
Yeah.
And I tried to tell everybody that, but it's like, um, it puts you in this place where you're constantly like comparing yourself to other women even, or having like this fear, that you might lose your husband, or that again, in your situation, you felt like, you know, I'm just not good enough, or you're telling yourself in your head, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough. And then it keeps you stuck. So what do you think has been the most helpful thing that we've implemented on your day-to-day basis to get you out of that?
So the morning routine I have learned is crucial to my day.
Yes.
So, you know, getting up
Mhm.
before the kids get up, journaling, um, writing my gratitudes down,
Mhm.
just even meditating. Like everything in the morning sets me up for the day. So if I miss my morning routine, it's just stressful. Like I don't have me time in the morning. So that has been huge for me, is to just have an hour of me time before the floodgates open for the day.
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
probably been one of the biggest helps.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. When you have something to like ground your day, and it's specific to you, right? Like it's for you. It's not
Hmm.
like somebody else's morning routine. It's what makes you feel good. It makes you start your day positively. Like something you do is the PCC, right? The protein
Yeah.
collagen coffee, and your pancake. You know, I love seeing you wake up with your pancake and just, you know, like you're ready for the day. And I do remember the times where you're like, Tori, I forgot my morning routine. And then your day kind of spiraled out, and that's okay. Like there's some growing pains. Like this was not an easy path, to say the least. Like this is something that you achieved, but let's just talk about the hard moments for a minute. Like what was it like when you did meet some of those setbacks along your journey with me, and how did we overcome that?
Honestly, I just, like you said, I just contacted you. I'm like, help me. What do I do? Like, how do I get out of this mess? And, you know, you really helped me set my focus back on the big picture, take a step back, analyze the situation,
Mhm.
figure out a game plan, and then figure out what I can do better next time. So
Yes,
there's always something to learn from it, you know? So
absolutely. Yes.
Always a way out.
Yes, there's always positives you can pull out of the ashes of your day.
Yep.
Always, always. And then again, it's just constantly being in a reflecting process and an implementer's process. So you grow, you reflect, you implement, and then you learn when you do have setbacks. And then remaining coachable. That's the most important thing, is you execute. And you've done that from the very get-go. And I think that's why you've gotten these amazing results, not only in your body, but in your mind too. Because let's say you hadn't been such like, like, I'm just going to trust her and do this process. Then it would have taken a lot longer to start reaping the rewards from that. So good job. Like
Thank you.
I think you pretty much did everything to a T. There was only a few weeks where it was like, you were sick, your kids were sick, like that's this time of the year. But we battled through it, and we made sure that we got you healthy again and that your kids were healthy. And it's just a matter of picking back up. And then we also had holidays.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving was fun. And yeah, let's talk about that for a minute. Like, how is this year's holidays compared from last year's holidays?
I just, I'm not like in the mindset where, oh shoot, I'm going to eat this Thanksgiving dinner and then I'm going to go do cardio for 6 hours to burn it off.
Yeah.
So, we make a game plan. Like for instance, this year I had 2 Thanksgivings.
Mm-hmm.
One was a higher carb Thanksgiving, whereas the other one, I just kind of kept the carbs on a lower level.
Yes.
Just to kind of balance it out. And there was no guilt. There's no, shoot, I just ate all this food, I'm so fat now type of thing. It's just like, that's
Yeah.
my fuel. Like I need that. I need the food. And
Yes.
it just is, it's not a fear of mine to eat these things. It's, you figure out how to fuel your body with it. So
Absolutely.
it's been way better for holidays, and the stress level has
Yes.
gone way down this year.
Yes, way
So
down. So yeah, so you're brighter and you're more positive, and along with food, you're able to look at food in a positive way where it's like, you know what? I can have these things. I can eat these things, and I need to eat. And if I don't eat, I'm going to kind of be like hangry.
Yeah.
So, what are some things that you felt you ate like last year and even before these 12 weeks, compared to like what you're eating now? Like, what do you really enjoy about what you eat now versus what you used to eat?
Whole foods. So I have a lot of digestive problems that just run in the family, a lot of cramping, bloating, that sort of thing. But ever since I've implemented eating mostly whole foods, like
Mhm.
there's been no issues. And, there's been a couple days where I've went out and got fast food, which is fine, but like I definitely feel it. Like I feel the
Yes.
difference in my body and I don't like it. So
Yeah.
I want the whole foods as much as I can possibly have them. It makes a whole difference in everything. My skin, my hair, my stomach, my energy levels, all of it. It's crazy.
Absolutely. Yes. And I love that yesterday we just tackled the nutrition adequacy subject on
Yeah.
digestion. And that was like really huge. Like I wanted to teach that to you ladies on a different perspective, because it runs right along those lines. It's like, if you're not tackling those things at the very core of your body, the other things are going to be thrown out of whack, like your mind, the way your body responds. And you're always going to be trying to backpedal, like all of the bloating, all of the digestive things. It's going to start showing up in your skin and your mood, and it affects everything. And I think a lot of people don't realize that when they're just doing whatever diet plans that they find on the internet, or even programs that are marketed to them. It's just like, it's not really optimized for their body. And so like for you, like you've got allergies too that we have
Yeah.
to avoid. And of course there's going to be foods that you don't like. So I'm not going to be like, hey, Ashley, like, let's just have like pickled beets or something, like you're going to eat foods that you like, but are also going to serve your body over the long term. So of course, this is something we teach in our academies, the macro flexible blending. So we want to make sure that you have those times where, you can go to a fast food, you can go out on a date and things like that, and feel comfortable with foods and know what's going to work for your body. Now, because of that, that, do you feel like you don't really have crazy cravings anymore? Like, I know you just said like you prefer whole foods now, which is great. So how do you feel with cravings?
I don't really crave the fatty, nasty burgers, or I mean, not all burgers are nasty, but
Yeah.
like I don't want to go out and get this giant Beto's burrito anymore.
Right.
Like the sweets, if I'm craving a sweet, I'll just pop a couple of like dark chocolate chips and that's
And
enough. Like
that's
that's enough
good.
for me. So I was really bad with eating Snickers, for instance, all the time. They're
Mm-hmm.
just so good. Or Reese's. And I don't crave it anymore. Even if I see it sitting there, I'm not tempted to even grab it because the cravings are gone.
Yeah,
So
you're just like, I don't really need that. So then
yeah.
how was Halloween then with all of that temptation? That was like
Um,
prime time in the middle of your journey.
yeah, that was kind of the turning point. So it was hard at first because it kind of stems back to before my training, and I couldn't eat dairy while I was nursing my son.
Yes.
And so I stopped nursing him right before this program. So I was looking at those candies that I hadn't eaten in like a year,
Yeah.
So it was hard at first. I did cave a little bit, but then I'm just like, Tori, help me. And you're like, out of sight, out of mind. So I put them in the cupboard, out of
There
my
you
sight, and
go.
I didn't touch it again. So,
Good. Yes. So,
but that was the only time.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was like the only time where it's like, oh, there's candy everywhere, which
Yeah.
is okay. Like, again, we realize, holidays are holidays. Our families are going to be making traditional meals, and sometimes there's a time and a place for that. But that was it was a good testament as to how far you've come, where it's like, you know what, I can have a bite or two, but I'm also going to tell Tori about it and not lie about it, because I know if I just like keep going, then that can turn into something more.
Mhm.
So that was good that you got back on track with that. Awesome. What are some things that you're able to do now that you maybe couldn't have before?
Well, I'm a lot stronger for one.
Yes.
So my laundry room is in the basement, and I used to just be out of breath carrying these giant baskets upstairs and then up
Hmm.
over the baby gate. Now it's just like a breeze. I'm just up, lift it over,
Don't worry
so,
about this hurdle. I'm just going to jump over
yeah,
it.
yeah, exactly. And then at work, I do a lot of lifting,
Hmm.
and it used to hurt my back, and it was just kind of hard by the end of that time frame of work of all the heavy lifting. But now it's fine. I get it done so much faster, a lot stronger. I just have more energy too, so
Yeah.
the strength, the energy, and like doing this live video, I wouldn't have done this 3 months ago, or
You're like, I'm ready
no
for bed.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just even the confidence, I'm like, it's just so much better. I'm not
Yeah.
afraid of people, or afraid
Yeah.
of people judging me, or anything like that. So
Good. Yeah, because that's like no way to live, just constantly like
yeah.
walking on eggshells and like, what does that person think? Or,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's not fun. That's not fun. And you're like in your prime years now, and you don't want that to like continue. So
Yeah.
that's amazing. Strength and energy, that really does play a role in your overall quality of life. Not to mention, you went on some fun trips with your family and were able to do things like that, and you're like, yeah, like this is awesome. So that was really fun for me to watch you do, and just like know that you're enjoying your time, but you're also implementing balance. Like you got your
Mhm.
workouts still, you still like ate good, you drank your water, you didn't like fall off track or anything. So that's really, really good. Now, what would you say is the number one thing that you've learned, or like a gem you've pulled out of the academy? And like, what's been your most favorite thing about your custom program and the academy itself?
The fact that it's custom, for one. I've done programs before, and it was just, obviously it wasn't really custom. It was a cookie cutter thing. Like you said, my food allergies are kind of important to avoid. So that was good. But I think my favorite part of this academy was getting to the core problems.
Yes.
which in my case was the mindset 100%. So just the fact that you've taught me how to reverse these negative thoughts that I have, and you made me believe that I love myself before I truly did, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So it's just that's my favorite thing from this academy, is just the mindset training.
I'm so
100%.
glad.
So
Yes. Yes. I'm so glad. So now that we've gone over that, what is the main thing that you love about our community? What's like the awesome thing about our community?
Oh, I love them. It's just everybody is just, they're rooting for you. Like they truly, honestly want you to get to your goals. They want you to hit your goals. They'll do anything to help you hit your goals. There's no catty, like, oh, I did this better than you type of thing. It's just, it really is a group of women that care about, sorry,
You're okay.
care about each other, and want to see each other succeed. So the fact that it's just like this tight knit little best friend group,
Yeah.
is how I think of it. Is just, it's great. It's helped keep me accountable, keep me motivated.
Yes.
And then I can cheer everybody else on at the same time. So
Absolutely. I
it's
think,
fun.
yeah, it really helps to really amplify what you ladies do. Like it would be a huge disservice of me to not bring my ladies together, I feel like, because you guys are like family, like you're family to me. And I think it's really awesome for you guys to have that one-on-one connection, make friends that are actually going to last
Yeah.
through thick and thin, through life, and you guys get each other. Because when we're in like these other large groups or communities, or like, people are just passing around ideas, and they're like, how tall are you, like, how much weight did you lose on this program, and it's like that doesn't really get people anywhere, whereas opposed, we're all focusing on our own things, but we're still together working towards the same thing. We're eliminating stress, we're sifting through life, we are rooting each other on, just like you said, and becoming stronger mentally and physically. So it's been really fun to have you a part of that, and I hope that like you're never alone. That's the biggest thing, is that nobody should ever feel like that they're fighting alone, and you're not a one-man army ever.
Yeah.
So that's really, it's been amazing. Now, how did we meet? Like, how did we meet? How did we get connected? And what has been your new experience? What has been some like compliments you might have gotten from other people?
Yeah, so we met through the Police Wives page, of course.
Yeah.
Like I gotten some fitness advice from you in the past, just hit or miss. And, the day that I needed you the most, for some reason, I just like spilled my guts to you. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know you that well, but I just, there was just something that I just knew that I could talk to you. So I'm glad that we met on that page, and now it's like, it's changed my life. So it's amazing.
Yeah.
As far as compliments go, my most recent one was the one at work I told you about.
Yeah.
So we had a new machine being installed, and one of the covers is really heavy. And so the guy there installing it, he's like, here, let me lift it for you. It's really heavy. No, women drop it a lot, type of thing. And I'm just like, lift it up, down, no problem. And he was from Belgium, and he's like, oh, you American women are so strong. Like, and you're so small. I'm like, well,
Looks
so
can
that,
deceive.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
So
so funny.
that made me really happy. And then just aside from like physical changes, like I've had quite a few of my friends just say that I radiate light now.
That's
Like
good.
I just have I'm happy, and it just radiates, and people see that. And I think even more so than the body that I'm working toward, it means more to me for people to see that, because if they're seeing it, then my husband's seeing it, and my kids are seeing it, and that's what I want people to remember me, is just happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah, absolutely.
so those are the
Yeah.
biggest ones.
Yeah. And that means like, it's like validating too, like it's real. Like it's not just me
Yeah.
feeling it, like other people are feeling it. And
Yeah.
that's been really like the biggest thing. So that's awesome. Now, what does it mean to be a fox in your own words?
Oh, this is such a layered question because it
Yeah.
means so much.
Yeah, it definitely can be.
It just, to me, it just means loving yourself, having confidence in yourself, being proud of where you are, even if you haven't reached your big goal, like just be proud of what you've done to this point and just keep going, and just cheering other people on, looking for the beauty in others, not the negative, just look for beauty around you. And that's what it means to be a fox. So
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. And then why would you say accountability is important?
well, if you don't take accountability for one, you're not going to make any changes.
Yeah,
And it just, you gotta have it to move forward with anything in your life, whether it's fitness goals, relationship goals, mental goals, whatever. You need to be accountable for yourself and what you're doing, or it's not going to work out the way you
absolutely.
want it to. So
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. Now let's just say if we were to like split off here from what you did with me, like we're really hands-on, right? And like
yeah.
like I held you accountable. We're reflecting weekly together, like we're hashing through some problems, and inevitable life stuff. Now, let's say you had done that on your own, even being like the same plan. How much of a difference would that have made to you?
Oh man, if I would have done that on my own without you guys, I wouldn't have got as far. I wouldn't have, um, because I've been in program, nothing like this, but I've been
Yeah,
in programs, and if I really royally screw up, or so I tell myself, I'm like, well, I suck at this. I'm done. I'm quitting. So
right.
it didn't lead me anywhere, and it wouldn't, if I didn't have the accountability that I do with you guys. So it
Good.
helps tremendously.
Good. Yeah. I would say that like 90% of women, after they reach like the 2 week mark of like any program, no matter if it's going to work for them or not, but it's usually by the 2 week mark where they're like, I'm not really seeing any changes in the scale or anything else, or even in their body, in the mirror, in their clothing. And it's just like they immediately go into this place of like disparity or just total defeat. It's either one or the other, and then they switch their game plan. They do new exercises or they do some new product, or they just give up and go back to old things. But the most important part about any program, especially one that is custom to you, is sticking to it past the 2 week mark.
Yep.
And yeah, like that's where we hit usually our first problems, our first anything. And it's just a matter of moving through it and staying consistent. So absolutely, I think accountability was a big thing for that. And um also reassurance, like knowing that you're doing the right thing. Would you say that is the case?
Yeah. Well, and there was those times where I'm like, Tori, I don't have any wins this week. And you're like, yes, you do.
I'm
For
sure you
one.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, look at these inches you lost, or you
Yeah.
always help me. And that was more at the beginning, where it was harder for me to look at myself and be like, oh, I did this really good, or
Mhm.
so.
Yeah, yeah. So that's amazing. Now, what is the one like singular advice that you would give to somebody who was like you? Because now, like you're like a new you, right? Like
hmm
if you were to give yourself, somebody like you, a piece of advice, what would that be?
um, Figure out, like, fix it now. Don't wait. You're worth it. And sorry, I'm gonna cry again.
It's okay.
You don't deserve to be in that dark place, and um, you just get out of it. Find a way to get out of it. Join a program like this. Something, just something. But don't sit in despair. Don't hate yourself because you're better than you think you are.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's always in all of us.
Yep.
I truly think it is. It's just a matter of having
Yeah.
the courage to be like, you know what, I'm not okay, but I know I'm not okay staying here, because
Yeah.
it's not okay to stay there in that place. Like you got kids, you got a family that you want
Yep.
to fight for, and um, this is just amazing. I'm so proud of you. And I'm looking forward to everything that you are going to be heading towards. Like, you've got so many more goals, and like for family, for work, and just your passion. What do you think you are most looking forward to now, looking forward?
Oh, well, for one, having a fantastic family life. Um, just keep heading down the path that we're down, and then finally having the confidence to start school,
Yes.
because I've been wanting to start school for over 10 years, and
It's a long time.
I didn't, because I'm like, oh, I can't do this. I can't do this, but I can do this, and I'm going to do it, and it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, it will
So,
be. Yeah, you can. You have that belief
yeah.
in yourself. Like, this is nothing. I can do it. Like,
Yep.
you did high school, and then you did this. Like, I think the biggest thing with women when it comes to like college, or even going after a new career path that they maybe put on hold, is having that assurance in yourself that you're gonna be okay. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of it is like the unknown people are afraid of, and trying new things, or going into new territory, learning new skills at that. Like for you, whether it be nursing, or what was the other thing that you're kind of looking at now?
Teaching.
Teaching.
So we'll
Yes.
see.
Yeah, so like, taking care of people, either older people or little people, right?
Hmm.
So the biggest thing is making sure that you can take care of yourself, right? Like, take care of yourself, because now you're able to take care of your family, and you're able to take care of people outside of that. So it's most important to start within your inner circle and then expand, versus trying to expand too soon and just forgetting about yourself even more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that was me. So
yeah. So good. I'm glad that you like rerooted yourself, and like kind of like replanted your seed, and like grew into where it needs to go, so that way you can branch out into new territory, confidently, and
yeah.
healthily at that.
Hmm.
Awesome. So my last question for you, Ashley, is: would you do this all again? Would you do this all again?
Without second thought. Without second thought. If I had, you know, if I was like a millionaire, I would have everyone I love that I know that's struggling. I
Yeah, like,
would
just
just
come
have all of them
into
come do this. The whole
yes,
world, the whole
yes,
world needs this. So I
yes.
would do it. I would do it without second thought.
Yes.
So I
What do
have
you
to
think
say,
is? Oh, go ahead.
it's the best choice I've ever made for me, and and in turn for my family. So
Absolutely. Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I think, would you say that, hearing somebody else's story before you started working with me, do you feel like that helped you make that initial leap?
oh yeah, yeah. Just I listened to a couple girls that had already graduated the academy, and just hearing how similar they were to me, and where they were now. Like, there was no question about it. I was going to follow their footsteps, and I was going to do what they did to get to where they are, and I'm here. It seems like it flew by, but at the same
It
time,
really did. Yeah.
it's just crazy. I just didn't think I would be here. So
I know. I
it's
always feel
amazing.
like I say all the time, like a mama bird. Like, it's, oh my gosh, like, my babies are
Yeah.
growing up.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to lose
Yeah.
you. But no, it's also like a bittersweet feeling, because I can be like, oh, they're gonna be fine now. Like, they're gonna be
Yeah.
fine. And that's what I've done. Like, I want my family to know that I'm fine, so that my husband can do his job, and my
Yeah.
kids can focus on them, and they don't have to focus. I'm gonna cry now again too, but
It's
but that's like
okay.
the meaning of life, right? Is we want people that we love to know that we're okay,
Yeah.
right? So
It makes a big difference. I
yes.
do want to add one thing. Since I've started doing this, I've also implemented some of the things I've learned onto my daughter. She's, you know, she's 11, and at that age, it's critical that she knows self-love. And so I've just, you know, I've kind of started not really training her, but just doing things with her. Like, for instance, just having her tell herself every morning that she's beautiful, and just seeing the change in her alone, just since we've started doing that, it's amazing. So, you know, I'm confident now. I love myself. I can help her love herself, and hopefully she'll never get to the point that I was at. So
Yeah, like as a parent, it's like it starts now. It really
yeah.
does. And I think that's really what body positivity should be,
Yeah.
is growing up in a home like that, and you're like living by example. And yeah, it's not like you're like indoctrinating them some crazy idea.
Yeah.
It's just making that impact in their lives, so that way they can go through this hard life where they're like, society's changing. There's so many different, you know, political correctness, and
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
But you know, it's our job as parents to help them be equipped with those things, so that way, you know, because even child depression's on the rise, and like, we don't want that, right? Like, you don't want that.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's incredible to be in a prevention mindset versus like, oh, they'll be okay. Like, we'll just kind of go with things and kind of address them as is. But it starts with the parents. It starts with you. It starts with
Yeah.
me. It starts, like, I've got little girls too, and that's always been on my mind. It's like, how are other people going to treat our kids, you know?
Yeah.
But they have to be self-assured. They have to be self-confident first. And, you know, if they do have a problem, know that it's okay to come to you versus hide it and sweep it under the rug. And that's
Yep.
what you don't do
Exactly.
anymore. So there you
No.
go. So thanks for sharing that too, because that's also a huge reason why, you know, us as moms, we kind of do have to like acknowledge and accept that we have to kind of make the change first. So I'm proud. I'm so proud of you and your family, and how far you've come. So again, thank you for coming on and sharing your story for others. Now, guys, if you found this inspirational in any way, or you feel like somebody needs to hear this, share it, tag them, send in a message, because there needs to be more realness to things like this. So I hope that this provides some light of hope, especially coming into the new years. You know, women need to look at resolutions as a more longevity type of process, not just like, oh my gosh, I need to hurry up and lose weight for summer. And good job for you, because like, you tackled this ahead of time, like right when you needed it most. And, you know, you're going to be going into 2020 as a new you. So
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. I'm excited.
So excited. All right, Ashley, I won't keep you up any longer. I know it's getting late and you need to get some sleep. And we all need to sleep. So I will be in touch with you. And I would like to congratulate you for graduating the Foxy Ladies Lifestyle Academy.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for everything.
Absolutely. It's been a joy. It really has. So
It has been.
All right. Well, I'm going to end this stream, and we will talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.